Butterfly flying home. Butterfly, that great symbol of transformation, of freedom, of beauty, of such ease and grace. How many of you have butterflies come into your path? Yeah. I mean, sure, right? I mean, they're out there, of course. They're flying around. But isn't it always just a little moment of wonder and thanksgiving when you see a butterfly? Or to be in Santa Cruz and other places along the coast during the butterfly migration and to see the monarchs. See the monarchs. If you ever have a chance to go over to Filoli Gardens it's either Redwood City or San Mateo.
North.
Pardon?
North of the San Mateo. Between Redwood City and the San Mateo.
It's between the two, right? Up on Kenyatta Road. Yeah, just make it a day trip and go to Filoli Gardens, right, Charlotte? Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Find ways to, maybe we should put a day trip together. That would be a fun one to do and go experience Filoli Gardens. Anywhere, any place that we can go, that we can experience, that we can see beauty, the beauty of nature, the beauty of God's creation. Anything that we can do that can open our heart and feed us beautiful spiritual food that keeps us moving forward, that keeps us uplifted. I was having a conversation with Jessica while we were walking the dogs and talking, as we often do, about metaphysical things. And I don't know exactly what we were talking about, except that the words came, or the concept of becoming aware. Becoming aware of what's going on around us. Becoming aware of what is going on in our bodies. Becoming aware of what we're thinking. And making change. Awareness takes us to acknowledgement. And from acknowledgement, we can go into accountability. We were even talking about reparations. I don't know, we go all over the place, right? In our conversations, as we do. Awareness, acknowledgement, accountability. And this is, for this particular conversation, though, has carried into this week with a conversation with Unity colleagues, Unity Ministry colleagues around the country. And conversations about what is going on in the United States right now. We could say political, because certainly it is, but certainly with humanitarian issues. And the different places that people come from in speaking up and taking spiritual, social, sacred action to care for humanity. And it's so interesting that I'm not at all surprised by this. I have to say that I feel saddened by a lot of responses. They're not horrible responses, but I feel like they're responses from people. This is my opinion. If any of my colleagues ever watch this video, this is my opinion. I am not speaking for Unity Worldwide. This is Twyla. But a lot of this is coming from people that have not been affected by what is going on. And for some people, not everyone, if you haven't been affected, then you don't really see fully what is going on. It seems to not be as important. Now, we know that's not true overall, but there seems to be that. And I think not only with what is going on in our country, but just in general. You'll see families often, and this I think is a very good thing. They have a child who comes out being gay, and they have been so anti-LGBTQ. I mean, just very adverse and anti, until their beloved child says, hey, excuse me. And then they begin to understand, because then it becomes personal. So I think a lot of that is just a natural unfolding of how human beings are, right? So where I want us to be is, I guess, awareness. Let us be in awareness. And not only awareness with what is going on in our country and the world, but awareness of what is going on within you. Because we take all of this information and we know that our way out is through. And we don't get through by staying depressed and angry. We get through by letting those emotions motivate us and lift us up and bring us higher. So the spiritual power of noticing. Awareness is not judgment. It's sacred noticing. I love that term, sacred noticing. Become aware of how you're feeling, of how your body is reacting to whatever is going on around you. And then just be able to say, this too is part of me. And this too is welcome. This too is part of me. This too is welcome. Because through that, we can see that just by being a human being, we are a part of everything that is going on. We are part of the one breath. We are part with the one life, one presence, one power. Spiritual awareness, love in the form of attention. And then acknowledgement, we honor what is. We honor what is. Sacred honesty. Sacred noticing, sacred honesty. Yes, this happened. Yes, this exists. And I choose to respond with love. Not through denial or by ignoring it, by saying, okay, that happened. So there's a story of a woman who was at a spiritual retreat, and she said to the group that she was so angry with her brother over something that had happened many, many years ago, and he had never apologized to her. And you've heard this kind of statement before, but the retreat director said, do you want to be right or do you want to be free? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And do you want to be right or do you want to be happy is usually how we hear it, but somehow for me, as I was working with this talk, do you want to be right or do you want to be free, just opened up another layer for me, a deeper level of healing. And she was able to go, well, okay, I guess I can see where I have been a part of this. because I have kept my walls up. I have kept my anger up. I have not found a way to be soft. And just, this happened. I'm not denying that it happened. It was hurtful. But I can't change him. I can only change me, right? And then accountability, the path to power. In Unity, we talk about thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Accountability, what does that look like? What step is it in the 12 steps? Anybody remember the one where you make amends? Is that step 9, maybe? I think it might be step 9, where you make amends, where you make a list of people that you have offended.
Fourth step.
Is that 4?
It's 4th, and I think it's like the 10th one.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 4th you make the list, then on down the line you get around to making amends, because you got to do some more cleaning out and some more work before you get to that step where you can really do it. In Al-Anon, I just really had trouble with that. I did do it, but that's something that is good to do every now and then, to go through and do those steps. They're very healing. Accountability is not punishment, it's power. It's the step where we move from being a victim to creative authority. And like I said, I resisted some of those steps in Al-Anon because I was still in the middle of it. And I wasn't either ready or didn't know yet how to do it, or maybe I enjoyed being mad. Because you get a lot of energy from that until it makes you sick. But when we can finally decide to let it go and move forward, then we move to creative authority. Ho'oponopono, our meditation song, the sacred practice of reconciliation. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. This Hawaiian prayer, Dr. Hugh, can't remember his whole name, but the psychologist who went into the mental health hospital in Hawaii, and things were just out of control. The patients were out of control. The staff was angry. There was high turnover. And the acting out was so great. He began his work there by going into his office, taking each patient's file and saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it is said that this man did this repeatedly over each file before seeing the patients, just with the vibration of their information. And things changed. Things calmed down. The staff got happier. There was less turnover. Powerful. I've always have an issue with the I'm sorry part because I try to be very careful about how I use my I am. So I usually go to, I apologize. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Just for a moment, think about, there's probably something or someone that's popping into your head. If not, don't drag them in. Only do it if they popped up there. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Through awareness, we honor the truth. Through acknowledgement, we clear the air. Through accountability, we reclaim our wholeness. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And he was asked, who is my neighbor? It's whoever you were hoping I wouldn't say. But love your neighbor as yourself. And that means everybody. Again, if those faces pop into your head, I love you. I apologize. There is nothing to fix, only something to love. And so it is. And so as we begin to take our love offerings in our hands, just feel the love radiating within, without you, surrounding you in sacred love. And for all of our YouTube watchers, we also invite you into this prayer. For there are many of you who join us. You too are sacred. Every word of this message applies to each and every person. And we affirm together, as I experience the awakening of divine consciousness, I offer this gift in celebration and thanksgiving.